Folks, today marks the 50th anniversary of the National Association of Black Journalists. You can see I'm rocking the NABJ. This was the shirt given out at our convention this year at our J Shop. And so this is it. 44 journalists gathered in a hotel room in Washington, D.C. To launch what is known as NABJ. These pioneering black journalists were catching lots of hell in newsrooms, and they decided on December 12, 1975, that they needed a trade organization to speak to and represent the interests of NABJ. The first president was Chuck Stone, my alpha brother. Chuck Stone, of course, and there's no shock that the color scheme of NABJ is black and gold. And so it launched on this day all across the country over the last year. There's been a documentary airing at film festivals telling the story of NABJ. This here is a preview of that documentary.
In December of 1975, I'm in Washington, and the black elected officials are meeting.
Black journalists from all over the country were coming to cover this conference.
I remember taking the train down and getting off the train in D.C.
It was Chuck Stone's idea. Very savvy political player and visionary, too, in many ways.
He had this kind of missionary zeal about him. From afar, if you look at a group of black journalists, you think, well, these are all very impressive people. But within that group, there's always one who rises a little higher, who speaks a bit more forcefully. Chuck Stone was that person to our group in 1975.
It's not the first time it had been tried, but none of the other attempts really got off the ground and flourished.
We started it in order to have some means of communication between us, to protect us, and to protest if necessary.
A sheet of paper was passed around at the meeting on which we signed our name.
There were a few people who were, I don't think I can sign it because if they found out I was here, I might not have a job. It was a very brave thing.
Some employers told people that you basically have to pick between your employment here and your association with the National Association of Black Journalists.
So the whole idea was to improve the number of blacks in journalism overall in America, to improve the treatment of those who had jobs, and to improve the coverage of the black community.
You could be the only black person on the staff. So it was also lonely in a lot of cases because you didn't have anyone who looked like you.
I was essentially a clerk and did a little bit of helping around the newsroom. I must have said, I wonder if I could ever be on air. And the news director told me, oh, no. You don't look black enough to qualify.
We challenged journalism to get the numbers up.
Just weeks after our founding, the editor and publisher article was very important. It basically put us on the map in the industry, let folks know that this is an organization that they need to pay attention to.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black.
You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner, a first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network.
When Donald Trump was doing his antics, to see how controversial, how we had gotten into the level of news making, because that was what the organization's convention was created for. It was a news makers convention.
Trump appeared at the convention as part of his campaign's drive to court black voters.
Donald Trump da buna katıldı Chicago'da ve
na conferência da Associação de Jornalistas Negros dos Estados Unidos ontem em Chicago.
Safe spaces are so very important. And so when I think of what the founders have created, it is, in my heart and spirit, a safe space. And frankly, beyond that, this organization has had to hold publications and entities accountable for how they have treated black journalists, and that's a big deal.
Some people will help found and then they just go on about their merry way. No, these people are here. They are involved. They are still teaching. They are still learning. They are still fighting.
The founders thought when they came together that we're going to form a brotherhood, a sisterhood, a family, and we will support each other and we'll be here for each other.
To see the veterans that still are dedicated to this organization and like me want to still come and learn and share what we have learned just fills my heart.
So, folks, that documentary is airing, again, at film festivals all across the country. Now, today, NABJ announced a new initiative that I'm actually going to be leading. It is our Jubilee Endowment campaign, celebrating our 50th anniversary. Our president, Aaron Haynes, posted this video today talking about this campaign. So check this out.
Courageous Black journalists gathered in Washington, D.C. and made a bold declaration that our voices, our stories, and our leadership are essential to American journalism and to American democracy. That moment of vision and defiance gave birth to the National Association of Black Journalists. And for half a century, NABJ has shaped our profession and expanded who gets to tell the story of this country. So today, as we honor that legacy, we're also building for the future our founders imagined but could not fully see. On our historic anniversary, as president, I am proud to announce the launch of the NABJ Jubilee Endowment campaign, the most ambitious capital campaign in our history. So over the next 4 years, our goal is to raise $15 million to create a permanent endowment that secures NABJ's future and strengthens our ability to recruit, train, support, and elevate the next generation of Black journalists. So we're doing this now because the stakes have never been higher. From newsroom layoffs and consolidation, to AI disruption, to coordinated attacks on DEI that disproportionately harm Black journalists in our communities. A strong endowment gives us power. The power to stand firm, plan boldly, and protect the pipeline for decades to come. Our founders built the foundation, and now it's our turn to build the future. So I hope you'll join us.
So, folks, let me unpack this. And so we heard Aaron say there, and Michael, folks have heard me say this on this show, that what is required right now is required for Black institutions to have to lean on the collective and look inward. If you look at many of our Black organizations, nonprofits as well, what we've done is we've had corporate support, we've had different grant programs like that, but we're seeing the anti-DEI attacks and things along those lines. And so what our goal with this initiative is to say, hey, let's raise this over the next 4 years. And so we announced something called the Golden Circle. And so if you look at the website there with this Jubilee Endowment, we have different levels that folk can give. In the Golden Circle, the goal is to get 100 members, or get 100 members, or get 100 corporations, it does not matter, to contribute $100,000. Now, that's $25,000. You go to my iPad, see the campaign levels. So that's $100,000. So that's the minimum. So that's 4 payments, $25,000 each. There's a whole bunch of, anchors out there. Listen, they're in a big tax bracket, so they need some write-offs. The Silver Circle, donors contributing anywhere from $50,000 to $99,000. The Bronze Circle as well. And so what this then does, folks, we talk about endowment campaigns. We see Mackenzie Scott, donations that she has made to HBCUs. That's dramatically increased their endowment campaigns. So let's say you have a $15 or $20 million endowment. Let's just say it's $20 million. Or for $15 million we're raising. Well, if you're investing your endowment, and if you just get a 10% return on your endowment, then that's $1.5 million you can take to fund initiatives. And so the endowment is to be able to invest and maintain your programming for a long period of time. The reality is that in NABJ, we've got investments, things along those lines, but we don't have a large endowment. And so this campaign is about ensuring the future of NABJ. And I have been saying all of our Black institutions have to be thinking this way And we can't just solely hope for philanthropic endeavors. I would love for Mackenzie Scott or some other philanthropist to say, hey, NABJ matters, and so I'm going to donate $1 million, $5 million, $10 million, $15, $20 million. But this is also about going to our members and going to other African Americans saying, hey, black journalists matter, black media matters, and we've got to ensure there's a future for black journalists to be trained and for them to be to go into a place where they can be nurtured, trained, and supported. And so that's why we're launching this Jubilee Endowment campaign. Michael, your thoughts?
I think this is fantastic, and we see African-American media under attack. We see, this past year with Juneteenth, for instance, and Juneteenth events across the country had less corporate sponsorship, less vendors. You talked about NABJ conference a few months ago, how there was less corporate sponsorship. I think we saw the same thing with Essence as well. And we've seen this attack from the Trump administration on DEI. And when you have less corporate sponsorship, then these events, these organizations can't grow as much as they can. They can't do as much as they need to because they don't have the funding. So we have to rely on cooperative economics, pull our resources together, and fund NABJ. And I'll be at the NABJ conference in 2026 as well. I was there a few years ago when you were here, Roland, in Detroit, and they debuted that film Black Klansman with Denzel Washington Jr., Denzel Washington's son. I think that's his name. And so this is fantastic. And
No, Michael. Denzel's son is John David Washington.
Yeah, John David Washington. Yeah, okay. To me, it's Denzel Washington Jr. But yeah, John David Washington. Yeah, that's right. John David Washington. Good film, by the way. But we have to tell our own stories, okay? And we have to fund this as well. So this is, being in media. I've been in media 15 years. I've worked for Black-owned media. I've worked for white-owned media. And it's hard being in Black-owned media. Okay, it's hard being an African American in media who does the research and wants to tell the truth. So one in the documentary that you just showed, they talked about when they signed their name on the sheet and the founding members, things like this, and a few of them said, "Hey, I can't sign because I may lose my job," things like that. That's real. That still exists today. Okay, taking certain stances and telling the truth. So this is fantastic, Roland.
Absolutely. And so, folks, the details are at nabjonline.org. Go to my iPad. We have the information down here for wire payments and ACH payments. And I'll be getting our national office to have links on the site for you to be able to give directly right there on the website. And so again, happy 50th anniversary to NABJ. And I can tell y'all right now, and I have no problem saying this, I pledged Alpha. I crossed the burning sands April 27, 1989. I joined NABJ. I attended the first conference, and I think it was in March. We were in Little Rock, Arkansas, for our regional convention in 1989. I was elected to the National Board as student representative in August of 1989, our convention in New York City. And there's been no organization that's played a bigger role in my career as a journalist than NABJ. And so when we talk about why professional organizations matter, when you have the ability to be a student and meet prominent journalists, when you're able to get people who are mentors, that video right there showing the founders, when you're talking about Dwayne Wickham and Vernon Jarrett and Les Payne and Chuck Stone, these are all individuals who I was able to talk to, meet with, sit at their feet, learn from. And so it's critically important that we, the next generation, support these organizations so the next generation has an organization and a convention to be able to go to. And I think a lot of people, again, what did I say before? That there are too many people today, Gen X and millennials, who have made withdrawals from the Bank of Black Justice, and they have not made many deposits. And so this generation, they did their job 50 years ago in the founding of NABJ. This generation must do its job to ensure that there's a future of the National Association of Black Journalists. And so I encourage everybody to support and to give to the NABJ Jubilee Endowment Campaign. And I would ask our black journalists who are at ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, who are working in the top 10, 20 markets in this country. You know the role NABJ played. You know how important the organization is. And so whether you think it should be doing more, that's fine. We need those ideas. I'm back on the board of directors as Vice President Digital. We need your involvement. But this is what I know right now. The next 3 years are going to be extremely difficult for NABJ and other black organizations to get corporate support. It's going to be difficult because we're in the attacks on black organizations, the attacks right now that we're seeing coming from the White House and other places. Corporate America is not standing up. Too many people are capitulating. And so this is the moment where African Americans are going to have to understand communal, understand the collective, and support our institutions. And so I'm encouraging every single high net worth African American journalist, do your part. You got to listen. You in that 37, at 35, 37, 39% tax bracket. You know you need tax write-offs. And so if you're going to give to charity, give to the National Association of Black Journalists, give to our endowment campaign. I absolutely believe that we can get 100 of our members to give $100,000. If that's the case, that's $10 million of our $15 million campaign. And so please show it again, the logo, please, of our Jubilee campaign. The NABJ Jubilee Endowment Campaign kicked off today, with today being the 50th anniversary of NABJ. And so we want you to support us as well. I want y'all to support the National Association of Black Journalists, support our Jubilee campaign.
This is your chance to own a piece of the creator economy. And with StartEngine, investing in Fanbase couldn't be easier. Just visit startengine.com/fanbase and click Get Equity. Opportunities like this don't stay open long, but your investment can help build a platform that pushes the future of social media forward.